Hello everyone, this is Dr. Heather Carden coming to you live from Overland Park, Kansas. I am one of your PruvIt nutrition specialists. So we are going to wait a few minutes here till our friends jump on and we can talk about the amazing things that are coming up in PruvIt. We always end today's segment, which is a 30-minute segment, with reviewing all of the products. So if you have questions about Max or 2.1 or 3.0, we'll save those for the very last 5 minutes of our conversation today. This is recorded, so you can always go back and view this later. You can share this with friends now. You can share it to their timeline. Hey, Patrick, thanks for joining us. Again, we're just giving a few minutes here while we build our audience. Many people say I start really quickly jumping into questions and they miss the first bit. So hopefully some of you are new to today's live Facebook, and what we do is help try to answer questions that you have about ketones, ketosis, and really how and when and where and why to use ketones or keto OS and why you would put it in your body. So let's just start with the basics. What are ketones? Ketones are simply a byproduct of fatty acid metabolism. So when we eat things like fats and nuts and seeds and butter, our body actually breaks them down into ketones and our body can use it for fuel. We have another fuel source, which is glucose, that we've been burning for many, many decades. So when we eat carbohydrates or excess proteins, our body will use insulin and give us glucose. Normally, to get the amazing benefits of ketones or to get in ketosis with just an elevated level of blood ketones, we've had to really restrict our diet, almost a starvation-like diet with about 5% carbs. It can take days or weeks to get into ketosis to get the amazing benefits of ketones, but now we can simply drink ketones exogenously, which means outside the body, and put our body into a state of ketosis in less than 20 minutes. And so what are these benefits that people are wanting from ketones? Well, ketones have an amazing way of reducing inflammation because they work at a cellular level. Ketones are an amazing source of energy to our mitochondria, which is a powerhouse of our cells. It also helps signaling for our brain. If any of you got to hear Dr. Dominic D'Agostino, one of the forerunners in ketone technology and research, he talked about them being amazing metabolites and signalers for our brain, helping us perform better, have better cognition. They also help us sleep better, better moods. They suppress cravings and appetite. So a lot of amazing benefits from ketones. Again, before to get these benefits, we've had to go on a very low carb diet called a ketogenic diet. Now you can be on any diet that you want: paleo, gluten-free, grain-free, standard American diet, Mediterranean, kosher, halal diet, whichever diet you choose. You can simply drink, mix up the white powder, Keto OS or Max, and put it into your body and get those amazing benefits in less than 20 minutes. So hopefully that's our 101 on ketones, ketosis, and we're going to start diving right into questions here. So I have a friend here beside me, Laura, who's going to shout out some questions so I can hopefully answer more questions for you today. So we are going to share a screen if that's easier for her. So I did have a chance to read some of the questions this morning. Someone asked me about gut issues, and let's answer Clara. Clara says, I have a customer with a gastric bypass. So let's just talk about Keto OS and what it is for a moment. It is exogenous ketones. It does have the proper amount of salt and minerals in there to help balance out what is naturally lost in the diuretic process of ketones. So always check with your doctor before you start any nutritional product and make sure you check with them and it goes along with the therapy or prescriptions that they've prescribed for you. But ketones are safe womb to tomb. Babies are born in ketosis. We know as we age, we start to lose the ability to uptake glucose, and we can actually still efficiently uptake ketones. So with the gastric bypass, if your doctor's restricted you to a volume of water or food that you can eat at a certain time, just really break down that measurement in between what we suggest with Keto OS. A lot of times we'll make sure that people are drinking 12 to 16 ounces with one serving of Keto OS. If you're restricted because of a gastric bypass or a sleeve to maybe only 4 or 6 ounces, then please make sure you're drinking plenty of water with your Keto OS. The Keto OS doesn't have to be metabolized by the liver or the gallbladder. It simply gets into the water stream and your body can increase your level of blood ketones, putting you in a level of ketosis. So I see a question about tremors there. And if I don't get your question answered today, please be a skeptic or go out there and Google ketones and tremors or ketones and diabetes or ketones and kidneys. Laura just helped me see a question about that. Ketones are safe for your kidneys. They are water soluble. But again, please check with your primary care physician before starting any supplement. But since Keto OS is water soluble, it's an exogenous one, which means the liver doesn't have to make it, use it, or metabolize it. What your body doesn't need, it simply excretes out. So it's totally safe if you have one kidney, if you've had a history of kidney issues, or maybe a kidney transplant. Again, just check with your doctor before that. So What else did I miss there, Laura? Tremors. So Dr. Mary Newport has some amazing research with coconut oil and MCT oil and things like Parkinson's, which we call movement disorders. So you can Google ketones of movement disorders, tremors, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's. And what we know is that ketones are signalers for their brain. They also down-regulate the excitatory neurons. So we'll see a really big decrease with tremors or people with tremors when they have ketones in their body. For further research, again, Google ketones and tremors and you'll see a lot of information out there. And Dr. Mary Newport's got a great, amazing books out there also.
Infertility.
So Laura just said there's a question about infertility. This is a very common question. Keto OS and Keto Max and Keto Cream do not have any hormones in them at all. I know people will share their experiences that maybe they had PCOS or they had imbalances in their testosterone level or maybe some infertility issues. And then why they started drinking Keto OS, they started experiencing normal cycles or a healthier level of hormones. Why that happens is because our pituitary and hypothalamus are the big transformers in our brains. Ketones are signalers for our brains. Keto OS doesn't have any hormones in it, but we can signal our brain to signal the rest of our body and hormones to work properly. Things get more in balance and amazing things can happen. So Keto OS does not treat infertility. It does not treat PCOS. Keto OS is an energy source you put into your body that helps signal different type of neurotransmitters in your brain to help your body function better and more optimally. Where does the color come from in Max? It comes from beet powder, Susan. I'm excited to say that. I love beets, and that's also where the carbs come from in Max. So it is simply beet powder that our formulators use to help turn it red for Max.
Can I drink alcohol?
So yeah, Jordan's asking, can I drink alcohol? So with Keto OS, you can eat or drink anything that you want. 99% of the time, one single serving will still put you into ketosis. And we know that there's a study done by Dr. Veach, how if you have exogenous ketones in your body and you have sugar, things like alcohol or cakes or cookies or pie, you actually down-regulate the amount of insulin that is released. So you can eat or drink anything you want and drink Keto OS and get the amazing benefits from it. However, as a lifestyle and community, we do really want to support a more native lifestyle or more native eating, which means more healthy plant fats and healthy meats and less processed food, less sugary drinks. But all of our testing's been done on the standard American diet, which is not all whole foods and not totally clean. So someone's asking if I can use this with other nutritional supplements. So Jennifer, I'm not going to name companies out there, but Keto OS can be taken with any other multivitamin, any protein powder, any digestive enzyme, any vitamin B, vitamin C, probiotic, because it is not any of those things. Keto OS is an exogenous ketone supplement, and for the first time ever, we can put it in our body. So it doesn't compete or replace any of your pharmaceutical drugs or any of your prescription drugs. Are there more flavors coming? Nadine, stay tuned to the PruvIt Facebook page as those things are launched. So there is a cacao coming out that I have not tasted, but from many people I have heard that it tastes like hot cocoa. So if you've tasted the cacao or you've gotten that, please give us a thumbs up here so we know who out there has tasted the new cacao flavor.
What about intermittent fasting with the keto?
Yes, you can have, someone's asking about intermittent fasting, and if you download our playbook, we have a great section in there about what intermittent fasting is, how it can accelerate fat loss, how it can help optimize your body. You can download the playbook on PruvItNow.com. It's under the resources clear at the bottom, a great section on there. But yes, ketones are great for fasting, great for intermittent fasting, great for using different types of eating styles if you're trying to not eat at 8 o'clock or maybe you're not trying to eat in the morning. And when we talk about intermittent fasting, that just means a time in which we eat and a time in which we don't eat. So intermittent just means there's going to be a period of time where we don't have food. You can consume your Keto OS inside or outside of that window or eating. It's really just your personal preference. So Laura and I are both reading this pretty fast. Frank is asking about some with polycystic kidney disease. So Frank, we answered a little bit about kidneys. So whether it's a kidney disease, you have a fibrocystic kidney syndrome, maybe you've had a transplant, maybe only one kidney, you've had a history of maybe kidney infections, just check with your doctor first. But Keto OS is water soluble. What that means is things that are fat soluble like vitamin D and vitamin K and fish oils, those actually build up in your body because they're fat soluble vitamins. Keto OS is a water soluble exogenous ketone supplement, so your body will excrete out simply what you don't need. And Gloria, that's a great question about kidney stones. At the Help Center, we have more research about kidney stones, but we will suggest that you take a little potassium citrate with that. Usually people will experience kidney stones on a true ketogenic diet. Again, with Keto OS, you do not have to be on a ketogenic diet or a low carb, high fat diet, any diet at all. Kidney stones have been associated with a ketogenic diet where your body makes endogenous ketones in the liver. It manufactures those, and that's where we found the buildup of having kidney stones in conjunction with a ketogenic diet. But to date, 16 million servings later, we haven't had any history of any kidney stones with exogenous ketones. So we are keeping our eye out for that. But again, just start slow and steady, which means if you're worried about maybe how your stomach's going to react, how your kidneys are going to react, just start slowly, maybe a fourth a serving or half a serving of whichever flavor you love most. And every 3 or 4 days, just slowly increase that and listen to your body and drink plenty of water. So is Keto OS safe for diabetes? That's a very common question we get to, and the answer is yes. Again, in the Help Center, if you go to PruvItNow.com, there's a question mark with a circle in the upper right-hand corner. It tells you why Keto OS is safe for type 1 and type 2 diabetes. It is water-soluble. It helps down-regulate insulin. And if you want to hear more experiences, on the Facebook page you're on right now, go up to the search bar and put diabetes in there. You're going to hear amazing stories from people having type 1 and type 2 diabetes. They are not clinical trials done by PruvIt, but they're real experiences that real people have had who have diabetes using Keto OS. But yes, it is safe for you.
Menopause.
I'm going to come back because we've got, let's see, hormone. Today must be a hormone question today. If I drink keto cream in my coffee every morning, is it optimal to drink Keto OS before or after? So Tina, I'm going to talk about when the right time to take keto cream and Keto OS is at the last 5 minutes, and Laura's going to keep me on time today. So we just had a menopause question. We actually talked a little bit earlier about hormones and Keto OS, that there are no, and it tends to be a general topic every week that either it's all diabetic questions or more hormone questions. So today seems to be a hormone day for some reason going into the new year, but ketones help signal your body to make a healthier balance of hormones, but does not contain any hormones. It does not stimulate the production of any hormones, but it is a signaler for the manufacturing plants that make the hormones in our body. How long do I stay in ketosis? Megan asks. So Megan, after one single serving, you can expect to be in ketosis anywhere from 2 to 6 hours. Many things can vary that. So say that you drink your Keto OS before your workout and you're an endurance runner and your body naturally gets a ketosis towards the end of your workout anyway. You may have a longer experience than someone else who maybe just drank it and then went back to their normal diet. Your age, your gender, your lifestyle, your gut health, many things, your stress in your life, your amount of sleep, the water that you drink, many things can affect how long your body will stay in ketosis and how long your body uses that. But know that since it is a water-soluble exogenous source, your body will not build that up. So you should experience ketosis from 2 to 6 hours. If you're already on a ketogenic diet and you're already fat adapted and already drinking Keto OS, what you can suspect is your millimoles of ketones will actually be higher for you and you'll experience a heightened state. Dr. Dom talked Monday night on the State of Play call about on his normal ketogenic diet, he's about 1 to 2 millimoles. And when he drinks his PruvIt products, he can actually get up to about 3 millimoles. And he says he's feeling great and buzzing around the office at that time. So everyone's levels are going to be a little bit different in how they feel, but go by how you feel. Don't necessarily focus on the color of the urine stick if you're testing urine ketones or the number. Go by how you feel, how you wake up in the middle of the day, how you respond to stress, how your moods are, how your temperaments are, how your hunger is. If you're going through the day not feeling hungry and feeling happy and satisfied, your body's efficiently burning ketones for fuel.
Drink slowly or quickly.
Okay, big question here. How fast should I drink my Keto OS? Ketones have a mild diuretic effect. That's why they're an amazing source, how they reduce inflammation and pull water out of fat cells. So if you drink Keto OS really quickly and you're not fat adapted, ketones have 38% more oxygen. You may feel a little headache or a little brain buzz, or if you're not well hydrated, you could experience some symptoms of dehydration, which are vertigo, dizziness, headaches, muscle cramping. So if you drink it too fast and your body's dehydrated, you could have some negative side effects, which would be, again, headaches, dizziness. So if you're not well hydrated and you're not really fat adapted or have never been in ketosis, I would suggest you mix it up and drink it over 15 or 20 minutes. However, if you do decide to drink it over an hour's time and then you go to test your ketones, you might have missed that window of opportunity of when your body would help heighten ketones. So if you're using it as a pre-workout or before your workout to maximize your workout and help reduce inflammation, ketones remain and keep muscle mass stronger, then use it about 30 minutes before and drink it about 15 to 20 minutes. Yes, is okay for kids. So we said this earlier. Many people quote me, say, Dr. Heather says womb to tomb. That's because babies are born in ketosis. Mother's breast milk has ketones in it. There are many studies showing that once a baby introduces food or formula, they actually go out of ketosis. So as long as the baby's being breastfed, they're in ketosis. That's why they stop eating when they're not hungry and they cry when they are hungry. So their body's telling them when they need to eat. As you get fat adapted or more fat adapted, you'll experience the same thing. When you have ketones in your body, those cravings go down. You feel more satisfied and hungry less. But Keto OS is safe for children. I always recommend if they're under the age of 6, maybe you start with just a teaspoon, because a normal packet on the go, I've got my packets here, has 4.65 teaspoons. I'm going to slow down a bit. It has 4.65 teaspoons. If you take the grams on your handy converter, so maybe just start with a teaspoon and 3 or 4 ounces of water, and know that if the kids don't like the flavor, it's okay to mix it with a LaCroix, a little coconut milk. The colder the better. Through a straw also helps reduce some of the flavor if you're not a fan of the flavor. I actually love the chocolate. So start with a teaspoon for someone who's maybe underneath the age of 8 or 9. If the child's asking for more, wait 3 or 4 hours to have them, and then have them try another little bit. Or if you're a mom mixing it up and you're starting with a half a serving and you mix up in 12 ounces and you've got a couple kiddos, give the kiddos a couple ounces, maybe 2 to 3 ounces each, and just see how they respond. I also like having kids use ketones after school so they can help focus throughout the last half of their day, because we know ketones help with focus, they help with our mood. So as they're doing homework or going to their secondary sport after school or trying to go to bed on time after the break, it's an amazing time to put a second serving in for kids. And again, our goal is to have them experience ketones, the neuroprotective benefits of it, the mood benefit, the sleep benefit, not necessarily to get a kid into ketosis, unless your doctor has specifically recommended you be on a ketogenic diet, maybe for epilepsy or for something else. So where are we at, Laura, on our time? Okay, I'm going to get 2 more questions and I'm going to go. Someone just asked about inflammation. We know that ketones actually reduce inflammation, specifically the ketone beta-hydroxybutyrate, which is found in Keto OS. So beta-hydroxybutyrate stops an inflammatory marker called NLRP3 inflammasome. So you can Google ketones and inflammation, or BHB and inflammation, and you will find a lot of research there coming about how ketones actually help reduce inflammation. So Dr. Brad's saying, I have a headache after taking it. So Dr. Brad, we know that 79% of Americans are dehydrated. Ketones have a mild diuretic effect. So if someone's drinking it and they're having a mild headache afterwards, again, we're putting a lot of oxygen into the brain. We don't need any insulin. It's going straight into the blood system. I would have them drink it a little bit slower, maybe even put a pinch of sea salt. I love pink Himalayan sea salt. You've heard me say that before. It's a great carrier to help get that into your body. If you want the absorption time to be a bit slower, then have a little bit of fat or protein with your Keto OS. It's okay to eat with that to slow down the absorption time. Or if you're a person who's had headaches and a history of headaches, Keto OS generally helps. There's a lot of research that ketones help reduce migraines and headaches. Add some extra magnesium into your nutritional supplements, but please check with your doctor first before adding anything. Are we at, I'm sorry, checking the time. So we are at 1:19. So at 1:25, so at 1:25, we've got about 6 more minutes here. We will start our product review. And thanks, Stephanie and Stephanie, for being on here today. I'm going to stop and ask a quick question mid section here. I want to number 1, if you are brand new to PruvIt, brand new to Keto OS, or maybe you've been taking PruvIt or taking Keto OS or Max or Keto Cream, but you've never been on Ask a Specialist, give me a number 1. And number 2, if you've been on here before and we've been able to help you with your questions, please let us know who is not new and is a frequent person and finds value in this, so we know that we're addressing the right audience. So number 1, if you're brand spanking new, we know our company's growing by 30% every month. Those are just some odds that I've heard secondhand, so don't quote me. Number 2, if you've been here before. So we're going to look for about 2 or 3 more questions, and then we're going to go into product review. I saw a couple questions about digestion. Our body's been used to burning carbohydrates because we've been kind of carbitarians. If you look at the average standard American diet is anywhere from 45 to 60% carbohydrates. Our body's been breaking those down and using glucose for fuel, which is a shorter acting fuel. It doesn't have the same ATP or as much oxygen. When we're switching our body over to using ketones for fuel, you're going to get more oxygen, more ATP, a longer experience of energy from that. But you got to give your body a little bit of time. So if you've been a carbitarian or burning glucose mainly for the last last 3 to 4 to 5 decades. Give your body time, be patient with it, slow and steady. So start with a half a serving for the first 2 or 3 days, then build yourself up to 3/4 or a full serving. If you're listening to your body will tell you what may be optimal for someone isn't optimal for someone else. Because again, age, gender, lifestyle, activity, all those things really vary how your body responds to any food or supplement that you take or eat. So I like starting the morning with a half a serving, and then the afternoon between 1 and 4, which is that hangry, hungry, tired time, another half a serving. If you're getting diarrhea with Keto OS, please reduce that serving a little bit more, drink it a little bit slower, and eat some fat or protein with it. But remember, our guts are an amazing organ for us. So some of that diarrhea could be a really positive thing, and your body's getting rid of excess inflammation. We don't ever want it to be crampy. We don't ever want it to be an emergency getting to the toilet. But if you happen to have an increase of bowel movements, maybe you're a normal person and then go 1 or 2 times a day, number 2, and maybe you're having a 3rd or 4th bowel movement, that can just be a great sign that your body's getting rid of excess inflammation through your gut, through the ketones. We definitely don't want you having diarrhea emergency style or cramping style longer than just a couple days as your body transitions over. So again, reduce it down, have a little bit of food with it. If you're the other direction and you're a person who's getting constipation from the ketones because there's an amazing amount of salt in there, the major function of our large intestine is to reabsorb water. So if you're already partially dehydrated, which we talked about 79 Americans percentage-wise, I know I've got Canadians and Australians on here, so I need to change my data. A lot of people out there are dehydrated. The major function of our large intestine is to reabsorb water and get ready for evacuation. If evacuation isn't happening, I'm going to suggest you drink more water, maybe take an Epsom salt bath. Again, reduce your serving size. If you're not well hydrated, don't take it first thing in the morning because you've slept all night, you didn't have any water or food, so your body's going to have a tendency to be mildly dehydrated. Good to get 16 to 20 ounces of water in your body, then have your Keto OS, or maybe have it a little bit later in the day. Give your body the maximum opportunity to experience the wonderful benefits of ketones, which are neuroprotection, better focus, better sleep, helps with your appetite, better moods, better memory, better focus. So there's lots of things that ketones can help you with your better. And the last thing is that Keto OS is not a weight loss supplement. Lots of thumbs up for this one, guys. Not a weight loss supplement. We hear amazing stories of people having a new, better body composition, but ketones, the benefits of ketones lead to fat loss. Most people eat because they're either tired, or they're hungry, or they're happy, or they're sad. So if we can use a product like exogenous ketones or Keto OS to help you, give you more energy, to help reduce those cravings, to help balance out those moods, because it's like Dr. Dom said, they're amazing signalers for our brain, then we're going to be less likely to overeat. Our blood sugar is going to be more balanced, so we're not going to have that hungry craving time. So there's a win-win benefit from that. We know ketones are also muscle sparing, so after a workout, it's okay to have Keto OS after your workout because it's going to help keeping that reduction of inflammation down in your muscle mass and preserve more muscle. So I think we are towards the end of our time today. I know it goes by super, super quick, but I want to do a product review. I saw a lot of ones there. So welcome to everyone who's new here today. We're excited to have you here and excited to hear what your experience is with Keto OS. And know that if there was some information on here that you heard that maybe one of your friends or family would like to hear, that you can share this Facebook Live on your own personal page. It's under the videos on this Facebook page. So if you go to the top of the Just Prove It Facebook page, there's a whole bunch of video. Keto Mom's got videos there. We see the Fitness Friday with Rob DeBoer. We see amazing videos with Dr. Dominic D'Agostino, Dr. Mary Newport. I referenced both of those people in today's talk. So we're going to go over the products. I have a lot of questions the last couple of weeks about what do the numbers mean. I'll say 2.1, I'll say 2.0, we'll say 3.0. The versions are for our formulators to keep track of how we are optimizing our formula every single day. So I brought some things that I've been saving. So if you've seen this package online on Facebook, this is 2.0. I'm sorry, this is 2.0. This is 1.2, so it goes in consensual order. So see, there's no fancy coloring on the package. This is 1.2 that has a C because it's charged with caffeine. The 1.2, if it doesn't charge, it's just Keto OS. So I love these. We hide these from our family. It's an amazing formula, but we did hear that some people were having digestive enzymes. So that's where our formulas went back to the lab and we created the 3.0. So we optimized the 1.2 to the 2.0, and then we took the 2.0 and optimized it to the 2.1, which you guys know now is the orange dreamsicle. This is called a can or a jug when you're ordering it. This is called OTG, or on the go sachet. So people get confused in ordering. This is a can, this is on the go. So what we currently have available is the most optimized formula of the orange dream, which is 2.1. It has MCT oil, which is a medium chain triglyceride. It gives you an amazing source of energy. Your body can break down the MCT and make more ketones. This does have dairy in it. It's the only version that has dairy. We use dairy just as a natural way to help plate the MCT to the beta hydroxybutyrate. Remember, we're drinking the Keto OS for the BHB, or beta hydroxybutyrate. That's the ketone body that you're wanting. So it comes in an orange dreamsicle flavor. The next version that we have, which is dairy free, so it's great for international as soon as we open up to the rest of the world. And we are open, if you don't know that, we're already launched in Canada in August, and we're getting close to going open to distribution in Australia, I hear, and UK by the end of the year. But I don't know any of those dates. Stay tuned to the Facebook page, as that's the same information I'll get them, or download the PruvIt Pulse app. The 2.1 does not have any MCT, so no medium chain triglyceride, but it has butyric acid. So butyric acid, or butyrate, is what we find in grass-fed butter. It's more palatable for the stomach. It is an amazing chocolate swirl flavor. I think it tastes like a Tootsie Roll. Love it, love it, love it. It has a ketone body that we all want. It has an additional prebiotic. So if you're drinking chocolate for the first time and you experience more gas, that's a normal great thing, because the inulin, or the prebiotic, is actually turning on the healthy gut bugs in your body. Many people hear about probiotic, but prebiotic prepares your gut for the food and things coming. So we use chicory, or inulin root, which is an amazing herb that's been around for centuries to help balance blood sugar. It's great for osteoporosis. We use it as a prebiotic in here. It also has additional amino acids. We know as we work out, or as we age, or as we're growing, we always need additional amino acids to help make more lean muscle mass. Finally, we have Max. Max, we talked about, has the red flavoring coming from beet powder. It's an amazing Maui punch flavor. It does not have any fat grams in it because it doesn't have any MCT oil, doesn't have any butyric acid in it. It is K is for ketone. We have the, I'm trying to read this upside down. It's gluten-free, dairy-free, soy-free. The salts are kosher certified. It is sport-informed improved. What makes it different than the other 1.2, 2.1, 3.0? Max is the strongest, most bioavailable ketone supplement on the market. So what we've done is we've taken the amazing ketone body, beta hydroxybutyrate, we have blended it, or the formulators have blended it, so we get a maximum amount effect from the ketone. So if you've been taking one serving of Keto OS, either the 2.1 or 3.0, I have all the numbers in front of me, try the Max, see what you feel. I know that when it first came out, my kids actually noticed a huge, big, more brain focus. They felt like things were moving slower. They felt like they recovered much better from their workouts. But know that if you want the MCT that the 2.1 has in it, and you love the Max flavor, you can put MCT oil in this. You can also put MCT in the chocolate if you want to. So you can mix and match them any way that you want. I know one of the favorite recipes that Michael Rutherford brought to our home was mixing the orange with the Maui half and half. My kids absolutely love that flavor. If you're having a chocolate craving, that's a great time to have the chocolate. So I really encourage you to have all the different ones on hand. We want you drinking the Keto OS and Max for the ketone body. So drink what your body loves the best. The last product that we have is Keto Cream, which is right there. Sorry, let me grab it real quick here. You guys can see it in my back view here. Whoops. Keto Cream does not have any beta hydroxybutyrate. It does not have any ketone body in it. However, it has MCT powder, coconut powder. It has our patent blend of Ceylon cinnamon. So it gives your body all the amazing resources to make its own ketone bodies. I love to have this first thing in the morning. I know some people like to have a coffee in the afternoon, but you can also mix it up with coconut milk or almond milk, flax milk. So if you want your kids to have all those amazing healthy fats in the morning, that's a perfect time to have more fats in your body. I like it in coffee. Some people like it in tea, but know that you can give this to your kids. Again, you can mix it with LaCroix. Some people mix it with that PruvIt root beer stuff and a little bit of heavy whipping cream and make a root beer float. But kids also need healthy fats. What's between our ears is our brain, which is about 60% fats. Ketones, again, are byproduct of fat metabolism, so it gives us all those amazing signalers. I want to make 2 announcements, and then we'll jump off here today. I'm going to apologize if I did not get your question answered today. If you've ever looked, there's 300 or 400 questions. So I kind of hopefully do my best to answer the questions that pop out that are repetitive. But if I didn't get your question answered, number one, go to PruvItNow.com, go to the question mark that's circled up on top. That is the Help Center. The first tab says product. If you open it up, there's 20 different items about everything in the product that we know all of them are gluten-free, all are soy-free, all are egg-free, all are peanut-free. Only the 2.1 has a little bit of dairy. It tells us why there's sodium in there. I did see the sodium question. I didn't ignore you. We just run out of time, but go to the product. There's two great information about why there's sodium in Keto OS and the product in the balance. If you're worried about sodium, Max has the least amount of sodium in it if that's a concern for you. So you can get all the great information. The second tab on the Help Center is called Health. That's where we say it's safe for pregnant women. It's safe for breastfeeding. It answers your type 1, type 2 diabetes questions. Even talks about ketoacidosis and why ketones are safe and what the limits should be. It also talks about liver, kidney stones, all the amazing information that you need there. It also talks if you're experiencing headache or constipation or diarrhea, the same tips I gave you today are found in the Help Center. So if I missed your question, I'm sincerely sorry. And if we can't find it there, then please send your question into support@PruvItHQ.com. So hopefully it's one of my wingmen there. I saw Jared on here today, so send your question to support@PruvItHQ.com. If you're looking for testimonies or experiences, go to the top of this page in the search bar and put in maybe gastritis, maybe osteoarthritis, maybe Parkinson's, some other question that you have. How do ketones help with this? Google search it or see what the people who've been using Keto OS now for almost 16 months have experienced. I want to welcome everyone here today. I really want to thank PruvIt for giving me the opportunity to help educate. I love teaching people about healthy eating. I love teaching people about low carb, high fat ketones and what ketosis can do for your body. There's been a lot of misconception the last 3 or 4 decades, and now we know that the amazing research and the words are coming out about how ketone technology can really affect your body and your brain from the inside at a cellular level outside. So again, a lot of amazing testimonies. If you want to learn more about ketones and ketosis and want to know more about the vision of the company, come to Epic. You can go to PruvItNow.com/Epic, EPIK. You can see that we're going to have Dr. Ford's there going to be teaching us or sharing about how he's been using it and how he sees it necessary I don't have his bio here with me, but he's retired from NASA. He's running a cognitive institute. We just heard that Dr. Dom is going to be our VIP speaker at the Saturday Night Gala. I'm so excited to hear about what he has to bring. I heard Dr. Jacob was talking something about anti-aging and ketones, so you don't want to miss that. We're going to have some lifestyle studies, some innate movement series you can go to. I heard there's going to be a couple professional chefs giving us some more lifestyle cooking tips. So please join me in Epic, which is January 27th through 29th. PruvItNow.com/Epic. Again, thank you for having me here today. Sorry I talk fast. I just want to be sure that I answer everyone's question that I have. I'm here again live Wednesday, 1 o'clock Central Standard Time. Thanks for having me in your home or office today to help bring more information about ketones or Keto OS. Please stay tuned to the Facebook page because I know there are new products coming up. The release of the cacao is going to be released there. Again, we talked about different number and versions. As those get released, they'll have a number with them, and you'll find out when I do of when they're available to have for purchase. So again, have a great day. Have a great rest of your week, and I will see you all next week and in Dallas.